Episode 18, Arming Points, Arrows, and Public Mayhem, my first public fight. In this episode, we're going to forge, we'll sew, we're going to feast, and I fight my first public battle in steel. That's right, from the workshop to the list, from birthday parties to Renaissance revels, this episode is all about building that Buhurt life. Welcome back, everybody, to Comish Buhurt Chronicles. Our first stop for the day is going to be at Jake the Samurai's Forge, where the metal magic happens. We stopped there because I needed to make some alterations to my greaves. So here in this place where steel is tamed and sparks fly like angry fireflies, we cut and then grind my greaves until they fit just right. Well, almost just right. Constantly negotiating fit versus protection. Do you want more mobility or do you want more protection? That is the eternal question. We were surprised to learn that his shears could cut right through my titanium greaves. So that's good to know for future, as almost all of my armor that I plan to order will be titanium. That's right, sewing on arming points, because I can't fight unless I prepared my harness. I can't participate in this public mayhem unless I prepare the gambeson, which needs to have arming points, as you see here. These ones are made of leather. It's beautiful. And the black ones that you see there are made out of something called ballistic ripstop nylon. And it has a cool name, but that's not why I used it. I used it because, unlike everyone else in this sport who never wash their gambesons, they just spray it down from time to time, I wash mine after every fight. So far, so good. And I needed this ballistic nylon, which is washable and waterproof, more than I needed it to look pretty. So I chose not to go with the leather. All right. Next, here I am standing and building a few different projects. One is an archery target because my son has been bugging me to get into archery for quite some time now. And so while I bought him a bow for his birthday, I got one for myself as well, which happens to be the same week. And so we set up a target, and in addition to that, we needed a central gathering space for his birthday party. So what I'm doing here is taking the old deck boards and sanding them off and refinishing them so that we can build a large mercantile style biking tent. That's the first glimpse you see of it there. That tent, that tarp, is just a very large 14 by 20 something feet that I got at Cal Ranch. It's an oiled cloth tarp, and so it worked really well for that medieval vibe. There's the actual archery target itself coming together. I just used those 2x6s as a frame, and the white cardboard looking stuff you see there is actually insulation board. And then here you see me doing the burning process that I do on almost everything that's wood in my backyard, and all of this to make a new weapons rack. So there you see some of the finalized products. Here's just a pan of the backyard party. That's the starter kit over there. And then they could upgrade to the nicer weapons as the day moved on. And there's the tent. And nothing medieval would be complete without axe throwing. So, in order to get ready for that on the day of, here I am kitting up. I'm going to walk you through this real quick. What I'm putting on first there is a greave. They're the metal shin plates. I also have a belt on over my gambeson that's called an arming belt. This, I think you all know what that is. That is a codpiece. One of the most important pieces of armor. And then what I'm putting on is my cuisses. That's the legs, the thighs, and the knees. The knees actually have a term called the cops. It's that rounded part. Then you saw me put on my arms, which goes up to the back of my triceps, down to my wrists. Those are called bracers. Rear bracer is the one that covers the bicep, and the vam brace is the one that covers the forearm. And of course on goes the blue jacket looking thing, which is my brig, as well as my shoulder protection. Fun fact, the shoulders, when they're big and broad like that, are called pauldrons, but when they are small and just cover the deltoid, they're called spalders. All right, and then you see some of the festivities of the party. Shooting arrows, throwing axes, sparring on top of balancing bridges, And man, yeah, that was a good day. That was a really fun time. All of Leah's friends had fun, and some of them even came back to try out the pilot program that we're running to see if there's interest in a kids or a youth club in learning how to fight with weapons. All right, then it was time for the family to hit the road for the Utah Renaissance Fair. It's a place of merchants, minstrels, and of course, mayhem. My family was there for the merchants and the minstrels. I was there for one thing and one thing only, the mayhem. So we wandered, browsed, soaked in the sights. Since this was a 3-weekend long Renaissance Fair, we spent the first weekend just being patrons and peasants. I walked around and just enjoyed the sights. It's always a fun air, a fun vibe at these places, a bunch of nerds and some non-nerds, but just people wanting to hang out and participate in some fantasy escapism for a little while. Food's always good, just like any fair, and there's often some fun things to buy. All right, eventually, what we're getting to, the list is set and the fighters are ready to enjoy all of the footage that I got of the bouts that day. And let's see. Here we have the way they're lined out like that on the bottom. It makes me think it's an all-v-all. You see that sacrificial lunge kick. Didn't work out too well for him that time. And rushing across the list there. More battle charges. Those are pretty effective in the chaos of an all-v-all. You see us trying to stabilize the list there because, man, 200 and 300 pounds of person with 100 pounds of armor and just constantly colliding into the list, those things take a beating. But yeah, enjoy the footage here. We're gonna go all the way until about 11 minutes. You'll see some fighting. Enjoy watching each screen, each window, and then I'll be back at the 11-minute mark. this is something really cool I'll point out here. I forgot to mention. What you're seeing there is fight a night. So passers-by, peasants, crowd, onlookers could pay to get partially suited up and use a real weapon against a fully armored knight who would then fight back with a padded weapon, as you see there. And a lot of the funds raised from this happened to go to one of the fighters on the Nightingale's team who had some medical bills. I thought that was really awesome. All right, so here we are again, just with some shenanigans. Old RC and I went out to interview some folks for the Medieval Times. We asked important questions like, why do you fight? And how many fingers is too many to lose in a season? And do you think my armor makes me look taller?
I do.
What kind of working out do you do?
Just weight training with buckets of water and hay bales and stuff like that.
Right, traditional.
Yes, very, yes.
What about bodies? Do you throw bodies around as well?
Yes.
Yeah?
I do.
So if we have some corpses to get rid of, you can help us out?
Absolutely, I'd love that.
Okay. Wonderful. How are you feeling after your fight?
Some of them, if that's okay with you.
Okay. How are you feeling after your fight?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Obviously, I won. So.
All the time.
Yes.
You'll fit right in.
Exactly. That's
Except
why I
you
came to renfair.
Yeah. All the crazy people around here?
Always.
Yeah. But you think you have what it takes to take out a knight?
I think I could probably take on one of them at least.
Yeah. They're wearing a lot of padding, a lot of armor.
That's
You
very
gotta
true.
swing really hard. Is this your first Ren Fair?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah? It's all your guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually my first Ren Fair too, and I have no idea what I'm doing. Sweet. Is this your first Ren Fair, sir?
Yes.
You know, we saw you standing on the log from over there, but we didn't see the log. We thought you were like 7 feet tall.
Oh, really?
Over here, we do have about 4 o'clock. There's going to be like night on night fighting, and it's going to be violent.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's something I can't miss.
Just had a blast goofing around. That's what Ren Fairs are for. There's a fun vibe when it's time to fight, and there's a fun vibe afterwards because there's plenty to do and see. And it was very fun talking to the spectators because so many people are seeing this for the first time when they watch us fight, and so they have obviously a lot of questions. Here we are again. 3 more windows for you. Watch whichever one seems the most interesting, or rewind and watch them all. Heck yeah, do that, because that's what the algorithm likes, right? The more time you spend watching these videos, the more likely they are to put it out in front of people. All right, this is it, folks. My turn. My very first public fight in full kit, except for my helm. I'm borrowing a sick helm from the 13th Legion. They were kind enough to loan that to me so that I could participate in this glorious event.
Fighter here as well. I actually don't know his name. Komish, the Destroyer.
So all the adrenaline it hit like a war horn. All the drills, all the bruises, all the sweat over the last nearly year, at least 10 months, has led up to this moment. The announcer, because I have not gone to too many Invictus practices, he was unfamiliar with who I was. So as he announces there, he doesn't even know this fighter's name. And then he gives me my first moniker ever, Komish, the Destroyer, which I'm just glad I ended up, spoiler alert, winning this bout. I think James was taking it easy on me. Also, he was exhausted from fighting. I think he fought all 3 weekends in a row. I was fresh, and this was my first and only weekend fighting. Really my only event by the time I got to this fight block. So anyway, you'll see it. Here we go. So we're circling each other. I get the first. Ooh, that felt very good. Just landing a solid pommel strike. Then I knocked his weapon out of his hands, and I should have attacked apparently, but being unfamiliar with the rules, I did not. I just let him go pick up another weapon. I'm all about that chivalry. Then we get tied up. We're tangled up here. He's trying to work me back toward the list, trying to execute a throw, but drops his weapon again. This time, I learned my lesson, and I start throwing some shots. I felt bad afterwards for how hard I was swinging here, but in my defense, I was only swinging about 70%. And then he gets his weapon finally, comes with the over attack, attempted to throw, but I managed to slip out of it, and he ended up going down more awkwardly than I did. So I was able to get on top and then score a few elbow strikes solidly. Again, those ones I was going as hard as I could with the elbows, and I felt bad because afterwards James told me he learned where he needed to pad his helmet. All right, now my favorite part's coming up. Listen to this guy in the audience.
On that. James. On that. James.
Let's go, Komish. Hilarious. I love that guy. Thank you, random citizen. Cheering me on. It was great. And after this, we had an all-v-all, but they asked me not to participate because they were concerned about me not having a Simon strap, which is just something that connects the helmet to the brig so it doesn't pop off mid-fight. In a melee, they feel like it's just too dangerous, too chaotic to be able to control for all of those factors. So they asked me to step out, safety first and all that. But yeah, we're coming to an end. This was just a friendly match with no spectators around, really, between one of the other guys who happened to have a little stamina left and was willing to go around with me. Let's get to the outro, shall we? Back to where the real battles happen. My backyard and my home. Shooting padded arrows at my kids, shooting at them, mind you, as well as some laughing and ending the day with really what matters most, and that is family. So from the forge to the fair, from party to list, episode 18 for me was a reminder: train hard, fight well, and always make time for joy. I am filming.